This little family was doomed right from the beginning.
A childhood marred by trauma tracing back to residential schools, social services that didn't provide supports, and pleas for help that fell on deaf ears. This new report on Tina Fontaine reveals just how tragic her short life was. So upsetting that the woman who raised Tina couldn't attend the report's release. She says the details were a shock even to her.
There was things in there that I never knew happened.
The report shows Tina's mother was sexually exploited. Her mother was just 12 and in the care of CFS when she met a 23-year-old man making money off exploitation. The report notes little evidence to show CFS worked to intervene. That man would become Tina's biological father. Both parents struggled with trauma, addictions, and violence. CFS apprehended Tina when she was 1. They twice placed her back with her parents without properly assessing them. They then placed Tina with her dad despite his known history of sexually exploiting Tina's mother. He did complete parenting courses and addictions assessments. The report notes Tina loved her dad. When she was 12, he was murdered. A social work assessment says it profoundly affected Tina. She became withdrawn, got suspended from school for smoking cannabis, and would often run away. Victim services failed to provide counseling. Tina's great aunt, whom she called Grandma, also reached out for help.
Lots of agencies. I called and called. Even the victim services. I wanted some counseling for Tina for her dad, and I never got callbacks. I even filled out the forms, but nothing was ever done.
Favel also requested Tina be assessed for fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. There's no evidence to show CFS ever followed through. Tina's school absences worsened. She made trips to Winnipeg to see her mother, who continued struggling with addiction. The report says the school failed to contact CFS with their concerns, although Tina's great aunt did. The various agencies argued over who should intervene. One agency referred Tina to counseling services in Beausejour, but the family didn't have a car. The therapist in a community closer to Tina couldn't accommodate her. By the age of 15, Tina was getting drunk and being sexually exploited. According to the report, she was placed in a motel by CFS without planning, assessment, or support. Tina went missing while in Winnipeg, but did reach out to her CFS worker. The worker requested she be placed with a foster family, but no placements were available. Shelters were also full. The authors of the report say there was no evidence provided by Winnipeg police that showed they were actively looking for her in the first week of her last missing persons report. The following week, August 9th of 2014, they released a bolo. Tina's family and boyfriend didn't know where she was. Tips called into police made reference to Tina working the streets. 8 days later, her 72-pound body was pulled from Winnipeg's Red River.
Tina Fontaine might always be known for the tragic way in which she died, but it is her life that is an important story worth knowing.
Her dream job when she got older was to work with children and keep children safe. And she's still doing it. Even from the grave she's doing it. She opened up so many eyes for other children to be safe.
In Winnipeg, Stephanie Lasuc, City News.